Party people in the place to be. What's up? Tim, High Noons Vinyl, your friendly neighborhood vinyl guy. So hey, let's get right into it. Collection update. I got some new stuff here. Not new as in brand new, like 2020 releases, but when I purchased them, they were brand new. Real quick, if you can hear it in the background, if you can, I'm sorry, it's late. I'm not turning it up too loud. Spinning this one, the Eyes of the Beacon Street Union. It's been a minute since I've spun this one, so I thought I'd pull it out. Just randomly grabbed one off the shelf, and this is what hit. Great psych. So if you're not familiar with this one and you like psych, please go check this out. Very trippy, very fuzzed, heavy guitars. Really dig it. All right. So where to begin? Well, I guess we'll begin with the beginning of the stack. Yeah, guys. Kid's got jokes, doesn't he? So this first one, this was a Kickstarter that I had been waiting on for 3 months. Like, as in, like, I didn't back it 3 months ago and just impatiently waiting. No, the shipments started to go out 3 months ago, and I finally got mine. Apparently there was an issue. Well, there was an issue. Apparently it never made it to the post office, and they apologized and things like that. But I will say the customer service was great from Kickstarter, as well as the person who was the representative for the band, who I'm pretty sure was in the band. But anyway, President of the United States of America. Boom. This is their debut. This was what, 94? I think is when this one came out, 94, 95, I don't remember. And I think the vinyl is going to say 2020 because it was never pressed on vinyl here in the States. Oh, and by the way, because it was a Kickstarter, it's on this really pretty green marbled vinyl. So it was never pressed here in the States. When it first came out, they just kind of went to the compact disc, if you will, because vinyl was mid-90s and it was pretty much done. But the band decided for their 25th, let's kick it out, and I was glad to pick it up. This is actually getting a release on black vinyl, and it's going to be sold exclusively at independents. They're not going to be selling it to places like Amazon or things like that. So if you missed the Kickstarter but still want it, check with your locals and see if they can help you get a copy. It sounds fantastic. I love this album. They get called grunge. I think that's wrong. Catchy pop punk is maybe what I call them. Catchy punk, maybe. Wouldn't call them pop punk. But really enjoy this band. Love them to bits. So glad to have President of the United States of America on there. And they'll probably make an appearance in another video here real soon. This one was at a price that I just couldn't say no to. It's the Beasties, Licensed to Ill, the debut classic. Here's what I'm going to say about reissue hip hop. If it's done right, just pick up the reissues. More often than not, when these were pressed in the 80s and 90s, where you had 6 or 7 songs a side, it was probably pressed quickly. It was pressed quieter. As a former DJ, and I mean former DJ in the sense that I used to actually go to clubs and spin records, LPs were the least desirable to spin because of the grooves being narrower and not as deep. You couldn't get as much sound. 12 inches, 45s, they were much better. So very rarely did we ever play an album cut. These newer pressings are doing really well if they're being done right. And let's face it, this is sample-based material. So it was sampled from a vinyl source usually into a digital sampler where it was manipulated, and very rarely did it ever see tape. So yeah, they're gonna say, oh, it's digitally sourced. Well, so was the original. So, if you can find them at a good price. I know people sometimes like to have the originals, but honestly, this one sounds fantastic, and it kicks a lot of ass. So, and then we're gonna do a couple needle drops on this one, and a few of my friends know the inner turmoil that I had with this record, and I'm happy to report that has finally been fixed. with this one. This is Soul Insight, the debut album for the Marcus King Band. So Marcus King, I showed earlier this year, he put out his first solo album with Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. He co-wrote it with them, he helped and produced it, and it just had a wonderful singer-songwriter feel. This is some straight up serious blues, like to the point where I hate to throw the comparison of Stevie Ray Vaughan out there, because this kid can shred, but not on that level. But he has that Texas blues sound. He has that Southern feel in it. So the album is 8 tracks. The CD and digital download, which they give to you for free, the digital download with the LP, has like 12, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm glad to finally have this on wax. The reason why I say I had some problems with this one is that my first 2 were badly warped. Thank you, Amazon. Had to give them the finger, but I don't want to be mean. But the third one it definitely was. It still has a slight warp to it, and you may see that here. But this is killer stuff. So I found this one on Amazon at an affordable price. If I'm gonna give you a couple samples of it, go check him out. He has a website as well. So if you like what you hear, maybe order it from him to beat the quality control or lack thereof at Amazon. But let's check out a little bit of the Marcus King Band. Like I said, this is a debut. He was probably like 21 maybe when this came out, but let's check him out. So next, I picked up I think this is the 2015 reissue. I think so. That's a Joy Division. This one is it's been remastered off of the 2007 remasters of the Unknown Pleasures. They basically mimicked the original release with the textured cover. I mean, I'm showing it to you like you can feel it, for crying out loud. But it's got the textured cover. Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures, to me, it's one of those albums that if you were around in the 80s and you started listening to the post-punk depression music, I guess, that dark, things that were just not pop friendly, catchy, but they weren't. This is alternative radio. College radio was playing the hell out of this, and as I mentioned before, my ear was highly tuned to that. This was a huge part of my dark, brooding 80s that we all were in, where we were just pissed off and depressed, and we needed the soundtrack to go with it. And this was it. They just reissued Closer again for its anniversary as well, and I need to pick that one up. But glad, so glad to have this, and this sounds fantastic. I know some people are very stickler on the originals on this one, but this reissue is very well done, and this one's actually starting to get a little harder to find. So if you can find it, and if you don't have it, grab it. I highly recommend it. But wait, we know that cover. But it's slightly different. So yes, this is Pink Floyd, and this is Dark Side of the Moon, but this is Dark Side, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side Over London. So this was from their tour for the Division Bell. You can see the label here. It is an unofficial. This was for their Division Bell tour. They played Earl's Court, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you are into a band and you find a bootleg of some sort of unofficial live concert that says from Earl's Court, it's probably gonna smoke and you wanna get it. Thankfully, this is soundboard sourced, so it sounds absolutely fantastic. And this is Pink Floyd at the time. Obviously, there's no Roger Waters, so you have David Gilmour and you have Nick Mason, and they're performing Dark Side in its entirety. They do the whole thing, not even playing around. So yes, I want it. Got it at a good price, but my wife has never seen Pink Floyd live, and she loves the from Dark Side on. Earlier stuff, it's too psyche, it's whatever. I'm not gonna argue. I've even tried to get her into metal and it doesn't happen. But this stuff she loves. So it was an easy buy for me because not only did I want it and I knew it was fantastic, gives her a chance to experience Floyd live. And this is her favorite album by them. So definitely was glad to pick this one up. Spun it. When the box came in, I think I spun it 3 times in a row. It was pretty disgusting. And I actually got these two and the next one from my friend Kathy at Music and More in New York that I've mentioned before. So she has done very well with taking care of me in this whole lockdown situation. It's nice to be able to order stuff and just say, I'll take that, thank you. As well as this one, like I said, she had posted this one up on Facebook, and I was like, "Are you serious? You have that?" Add it to the box. And this is the reissue of The Head Shop, another psychedelic, just true psych classic. He even replicated the original label. This one I gave you a couple needle drops as well, because I know this one's been shown around the VC before, but some people may have not experienced it. This is a little trippy, but that's okay because I like trippy. So I'm gonna give you a taste of The Head Shop just so you can kind of sink your teeth into it. Reissues, I don't even think originals of this one are ridiculous. But you know, like I said, this reissue is about $20 or something like that. Thick vinyl, sounded great. So if what I'm about to play kind of strikes you, pick it up, check them out. So let's listen to The Head Shop. It's yours at the head shop. It's yours at the head shop. You're gonna blow your mind. Blow your mind. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true. I love you. more needle drops. We're done. But we are going to end. We're going to end with some fire. I mean, it's kind of what you do, right? If you're going to show off some records, you're not going to show off the dollar, unless it was a mega score, but you're not going to show off like, oh, look what I found. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Good night, kids. You're going to end on a big note. And these are some big notes. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, Live Alive. This is actually the music on vinyl pressing. So the music on vinyl, they usually come in those wonderful resealable bags, which I think suck. I hate them. But I had planned on saving the music on vinyl label when when I was taking it out. So because this is 180 gram and a thick gatefold, which also the cover is extremely glossy, glare. When I went to take it out, it destroyed the original outer and the sticker along with it. And I know it's music on vinyl. This was actually a gift to me from Rob at Black Star Vinyl. I had said that I'd seen it, and he was like, "Really? You didn't have that?" And I was like, "No, if it's there on payday, I'll grab it." And then he messaged me about a minute later, and he was like, "It's sold." I'm like, "You son of a bitch." So, Rob, thank you. Him and I kind of share the love for Stevie Ray. He has a different number one guitar than I have number one guitars, but our number twos are pretty much in line. So, Stevie Ray, you can't go wrong with it. Sounds absolutely fantastic. It's Stevie Ray. Of course it sounds awesome, but this pressing is beautiful. So Rob, thank you so much. I got you back. You already saw it. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So, but that's what we do because, love you, brother. Thank you so much for that one. That one got spun like 2 times in a row. But I got a little bit more, And I had teased another person who is very close to me here in the VC, Lisa, L.E. And I said, "Hey, you may want to watch the next one." She's like, "Well, don't I always?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you may want to really watch the next one." And I wasn't kidding that you really wanted to watch the next one. So this is the Jimi Hendrix Experience, The American Dream. This was recorded between 2 different shows, March of 68 and April of 69. This is completely unofficial. In case I'll give you the track listing there, but in case you didn't want to pause it, he does Tax Free, he does Purple Haze, he does Wild Thing. Those are from March of 68. In April of 69, he does Earth Blues, Hey Joe, Hey Baby, Lover Man, and Hound Dog. So, but wait, there's more. The Jimi Hendrix Experience Canadian Club. So this one, another unofficial. And this one, it was recorded in Ottawa, March 19th, 1968. The last track was recorded in London in 67. So on this one, both of these, by the way, soundboard sourced, sound amazing. There's your track listing. Canadian Club, obviously named because it was recorded in Ottawa. Your track listing on this one: Foxy Lady, Fire, Killing Floor, Red House, Spanish Catch Master, Hey Joe, Purple Haze. And then in London of 67, he recorded In the Midnight Hour. But the funny thing about that is, it's with Stevie Wonder. But wait, there's more. Jimi Hendrix Experience at the Royal Albert Hall. This is actually a Japanese pressing. There's the Obi. I keep them on the inside. There's your CD. Now, this one you might have seen floating around as a different name. There is a famous, I hate to say famous, a more commonly unofficial release called Jimi Hendrix. It's like songs from the film Experience or something of that nature. And it looks like it's got like this angled film strip almost. And he's like in the picture. And there was two of them. There was two different ones. That is portions. This is the whole thing. And from what I can gather, this one's recorded, I think this was recorded at the Royal Albert Hall in '69. But it was claimed to be his last recording, and it's far from it. So if you find that one floating around, it's still a great show, but it is definitely far from his last recording or his last live. So there's that. There is your track listing in case you didn't want to pause it. You get Sunshine of Your Love, excuse me, which is, they actually do instrumental, which was not uncommon. They had done that a few times. Hey Joe, on here they have it listed as Little Ivy. It's actually Little Wing. Voodoo Child, Purple Haze, Fire, Wild Thing, Bleeding Heart, Peoples, and then The Smashing of the Amps, which was another common one that was popped up on a couple different unofficials. So got these on eBay from the same seller for all three, and they were actually sealed. And if I told you what I paid in total, you'd be sick. That good of a deal. So had to jump on them. It is my hope eventually to have some sort of recording, whether it be, I'd prefer it to be, it sounds silly for a vinyl community guy to say I'd prefer it to be on CD, but when you think back to the taping that was available in the 60s and then transferring that to vinyl, a lot of that's not going to sound good. It's not going to be mixed. It's going to sound raw. You're going to have tape hiss. You're going to have static, audience noise, whatever the case may be. Not that I'm saying I wouldn't pick them up on vinyl, but I would. But I want to eventually have a documented recording of every live show that I can find, because I'm that obsessed. So CD preferred, but vinyl, whatever. I've even found a couple digital. It's whatever it is. So, but Lisa, I figured you, of all people, as we share a very strong, well, Jeff Kempen as well, because he's another one of my Hendrix people, but figured you'd get a kick out of seeing some of those in the collection. So that's my update. So a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I really want to give you a couple long needle drops on a couple of those. Got some other stuff coming up. Again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's DJ_High Noon, my old channel name, my old name for my channel. I just kind of show stuff that I'm listening to, whether it be new or in the collection. Give some thoughts on it and stuff like that. It's another great way to interact with me, or what have you. And then I just want to say this real quick. There's some people that are going through some stuff in the VC. Most of it very privately. Just know that I love you, I'm thinking of you, and if there's anything I can ever do, I'm here. So thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Let's have a great week, shall we? Peace.